What's up, boxing fans? This is Aztec 101 in the ring. And, apparently Shawn Porter might have to defend his IBF welterweight title against Keith Thurman. Keith, one-time Thurman. And this is a very dangerous fight especially for a first title defense against a young champion in Shawn Porter. Uh, this fight is very bittersweet for me. I really want to see this fight, but these guys are so young, and it's so early in their career that it's gonna be kind of tough on who I want to win because I don't want either to lose. So it's very bittersweet for me, but it's gonna be an exciting fight. Beyond that, I mean, there's nothing else to complain about. This is a great fight. It's a great opportunity for both of these fighters. Each one has their own road to success after the fight. If Keith Thurman wins, he can take the route of challenging the winner of Adrian Broner or Marcos Maidana too. He can always go and start calling out Floyd Mayweather and try to see if Floyd Mayweather is interested in a unification bout with him. There's so many different roads he can take. He is under Golden Boy, so there's quite a bit of there's actually a good list of fighters he can take on. Um, so that's if Keith Thurman wins. If Shawn Porter wins, he can always go after either the winner of Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao. He can go after Marquez. If Marquez is still fighting, which I hope he isn't, he can go after Ruslan Provaznikov. He can go after whoever he wants. There's so many roads open up with this fight, and I think that personally, I think that this is exactly what boxing needs, especially as American boxing fans go. This is what they've been waiting for. They've been waiting for two American young fighters to get together and create some buzz and some hype behind both of these fighters. I mean, the great thing about it is that, stylistically speaking, both of these fighters are fan friendly. You got Keith one-time Thurman, who is an exceptional knockout artist. You have Shawn Porter, an aggressive, athletic, big, stocky guy who's willing to come in and make the fight ugly. So you got two different types of fighters, very fan friendly. And to be honest, you can't really go wrong with this matchup, except, like I said, the only thing that I have, it's bittersweet. And I guess I can understand how some people may feel about this. If you're a fan of either or fighter, kind of, it's so early on in their career, the fact that they might lose, but that's the nature of the beast. That's boxing. You're not going to win every fight, and sometimes you're thrown into a fight that your people expect you to lose, and your job is to prove them wrong. So I mean, it's going to be great. I think if it happens somewhere in 2014, this will be a great matchup. Obviously, like I said, both of these fighters, they each have their own different route. I mean, like I said, Shawn Porter, he's not held down by rules or by the politics that run Golden Boy fighters. He doesn't have to deal with that. He can do whatever he wants. He's under a different promotional umbrella. He has more freedom, especially when it comes down to picking his opponents, on what kind of career he's going to have and what is he going to be known for. I can't wait to see either of these fighters, in 2 years and see where they're at and compare to where they're at now. Because, like I said, right now it's very fresh. It's very early on in their career. Especially with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is obviously still very green. He's young, he's talented, but he hasn't had a title fight. I don't think he's had a title fight at all. He hasn't. You still have to go through the process. You have to go through, getting the title fight, then defending the title, and then going after unifications or moving up in weight. This is a process, and I hope that in 2-3 years. We can look back and there's a huge comparison between the Keith Thurman then and the Keith Thurman now. Um, Same with Shawn Porter. Like I said, these are two young champions. I mean, basically, I don't see how they're not going to receive support by the American fans. They should. They seem like two All-American athletes. I mean, you got Shawn Porter, big guy. He's actually really great to the point, especially when it comes physically, that it's great that he's able to fluctuate in weight because, a lot of people have been demanding for some of these welterweights to move up in weight. And, some fighters just don't have the physical ability to do that. But the great thing about Shawn Porter is that he does. He has the physical ability to move up in weight. He can gain muscle and he can fight heavier dudes. So that's one thing to look for when it comes down to Shawn Porter. If you are going to invest some time into becoming a fan of Shawn Porter, that's one thing you'll be able, you'll get out of him is that he's gonna eventually move up in weight. You can just tell by his size. Keith Thurman. The great thing about Keith Thurman is that he goes for the knockout. He may say that he doesn't look for it and it just comes, but he goes for the knockout. And I love that. I love to see a finisher. There's nothing like when a fighter can take the fight away from the judges, take the fight away from the scorecards, and just put the decision is in their hands. I love to see that. And Keith One Time Thurman has that that mentality when he goes in there and he's fighting. He's not looking to outscore you. He's not looking to outbox you. He may do that in a few rounds, but in the end, ultimately, what he's looking to do is shut you down. He's looking to stop you. He's looking to knock you out, leave you sleeping on the floor, and he's not looking to win a decision. And that's great. Can't ask for anything more. Can't ask for anything more from our fighters. Keith Thurman, though, it's kind of hard to judge between Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter who would win this fight, not just because I'm a fan of both of them, but because they're so young. It's kind of hard to find out, who will win. I mean, the only person that we've seen, both of these fighters, their toughest fight to date was their last fight. So you have Shawn Porter, who came back after the rematch with Diaz, and he's been fighting. He fought Devin Alexander, and won. It was an upset. A lot of people thought Devin Alexander was going to win, but Shawn Porter studied tape, saw what Timothy Bradley needed to do to win, and he did that, but better. And then you have Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, hurt early on in the fight against Jesus Soto Karass. Comes back and wins still in devastating fashion. These are great fights. A fight of the undefeated. I want to see this. Who do you guys think will win between Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter? Let me know. This is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I'm out.